Welcome back again. So now we know how the pack texture settings parameters and core variables works. We're gonna actually talk about how to bake your textures in your content browser. So let's just say that these are the values and the parameters that you apply. All you need to do, go to your export settings to apply your desired parameters. In our case, for the pack textures, this is something that you should not assign because once you bake your texture, it will going to appear here. But the more important is that you can assign a pack texture name and the compression quality, as well as the pack texture formats and save directory in content browser and in your Windows Explorer. And there's an ability to open the directory of the exported pack textures on your disk when this one is ticked. I'm not going to cover the exporting setting on disk, but I'm going to cover packing the textures as a static texture in the Unreal Editor. So in this case, I'm going to showcase RGB and sRGB, and we can see the massive differences that they have. So now we are actually happy with our settings for the RGBA8. All we need to do is to bake the textures, but to be sure that this, maybe you already exported and use other parameters to make sure that you press on validate the map first and then create the textures. Well, in this case, you don't need to, but then the last one is to bake the textures. Once you press bake and you come down, you see it appears here. And now if you click on the browse in your content browser, you would be able to see it here under the export pack texture folder under the AZ texture packer. And now the next one, I'm gonna actually go for sRGB this time. And once I do this, I'm gonna validate the maps, create the textures, and bake it again. I automatically is just gonna create the numeric naming format for you. So now you definitely see that I'm gonna call this sRGB, so it would be easier for us to see the differences. And once you open them up, you see that they are completely here, and then the alpha channel is not embedded as well because we actually didn't tick that. But you see, this is the very, very important differences between the RGB and sRGB. And that's all. So this is how you can actually pack your textures and use it in your content browser. In the next video, I'm going to cover how we export it on disk.